In October 2012, participants from Lithuania, Poland, Germany, Sweden and Denmark joined a study trip together. The purpose was mutual inspiration for new or less well-known fields of green energy the countries in between, and took place as part of the EU Interreg project RES-Change, where RES is short for Renewable Energy Sources. The destination for this particular trip was different plants and production sites in Denmark and Sweden. The study trip began in the southern part of Denmark on the island Falster. The first stop was at a private-held cooperative, a district heating plant in a small town called Væggerløse. The plant produced and supplied heat to more than 1,200 households in Væggerløse and 6 nearby villages. The production is primarily based on biomass, straw in this case, and has been for more than 20 years. But since 2011 the biomass has been supplemented with solar energy from a nearby field of panels. In a neighboring field, an area of 30,000 square meter land is now covered with nearly 1,000 solar panels. The panels together have an efficient area of 12,000 square meter and produce approximately 1.2 megawatt energy. The heating plant is already planning for an expansion of the panels and in addition solar cells for producing sustainable electricity necessary for running the pumps.
In the municipality of Guldborgsund, we are working about a plan getting more wind power energy here in the area. And we are working about district heating systems. We are going to use more biomass and bioenergy, and we are going to use more waste. And we have made a project on the roof where we are using solar cells. We hope that this EU project can give us a visit center where we can educate the people, the citizens in our municipality about energy and about climate and about reducing CO2.
The next stop was another heating plant on Falster, also based on straw. Ellehavegård is a small-scale private health plant owned by a farmer and his wife, located on a pig farm. The plant now supplies 80 consumers in a village called Horeby and has capacity for supplying the rest of the village as well, approximately 50 consumers in addition. Ellehavegård is special due to the success of the plant and the economical healthy conditions based on so relatively few consumers. The plant was established in 1996 with only some local municipal buildings and a few private homes as customers. Besides the farm itself, all in all, corresponding to approximately 20 households. And that is unusual today. After Ellehavegård, the bus went north to Roskilde University in Zealand. In the auditorium, Associated Professor Thuy Kjær told the group about renewable energy for heating, exemplified by biomass in a neighbor heating plant and the planning for a large biogas plant in Solrød, a nearby municipality.
Action plan on organic city or eco-city. So this was an introduction to why it's important for the local authorities to act, why it's important for our society, and we have a lot of things to do. It's not easy to do all the things. This morning we have a discussion with the Lithuanian group and they said, well, it could never be done. But after the discussion it shows that it is only a question of experiences, exchange of experiences, and they made an agreement that they were going to cooperate with the Køge municipality on the further steps. Even though they will only be at a starter, they will not make all the fancy steps, but there will be starter steps. In some areas, some are starters and some has experiences to show, so I think this kind of cooperation is very important. And a lot of these people are producing the decision. They're not taking the decision, but they're producing the basic for the decision, and I think this is important that they know what to produce. They know what opportunities there might be, even maybe not directly, but through developing our new activities.
So we are now approaching the hotel. In just a few minutes we'll be there, and I hope you had a pleasant trip so far.
I think I was impressed and fascinated by the straw firing network for district heating, because back in Kristianstad we have tried to get local heating systems, but so far failed. So it was interesting to see how they could build this from scratch. Impressive. Today we will see a very small hydro power plant and a very big biogas plant.
Wind power. Lillgrund was one of Sweden's first offshore park, but it's definitely the biggest one. It costed 1.8 billion euros to build the park. The Swedish Energy Agency decided to support the project with 11.2% of the investment cost because they saw it as a pilot project for Swedish offshore wind power. That's why the park is very well documented, the planning, the construction and the production phase.
You also see 3 street lights on the right and a little roof for the cafe. So this is also PV to make electricity. We have visited the Segerpark area in Malmö, where there are PV installations, and every year there's about 200 megawatt hours of electricity produced in this area from the PV installations. And this is owned by the city of Malmö. So they have all the buildings in the area and they rent it out to different organizations and people to stay in the area.
Things, but the problem is that many of these projects are very often very big, and though you have problems by the citizens and inhabitants, and you have to show that there are the projects for normal people, for the municipality to work for its own, so that the benefits will stay in the village or will stay in the region, and that's very important. And you can see this here. Here the municipality works.
From Segerpark area in Malmö, we arrived to the charming Trobodal in Scania, where the owner Bertil Trobo showed and demonstrated his beautiful and nearly 400 years old micro-hydro power plant.
All water, because we don't have to produce so much electricity. We first want to heat and use it for our house, and the surplus we get on the grid. It's 12.5 kilowatt hour.
So, are you happy, man?
Today, yes, but in the summer, no.
And it was a fantastic place, romantic. You could make films, movies, you could make anything there. And this private man showed us how it worked. And that made me think about to find the solutions for the problems we are ahead now, we shall look in our history books. How did our forefathers get their energy? In Denmark, they made windmills. In Sweden, they made water mills. And that is also some of the solutions now. So you must ask your old history teacher, how do we solve the problems in the future?
In 1997, the local municipal waste management company in Kristianstad established the biogas plant in Karpalund, primarily for treating waste from both city households and the local food industry. Also slurry from farmland is added.
Now we will visit and look at an upgrade plan for the biogas, where we have studied the production, and later we will see the filling station where buses and cars can be filled with the gas we produced.
And what happens in the digester is there's not one bacteria that do the work. There's a lot of steps in the degradation.
That is the whole idea of the project RES chain. The chain means the complete supply chain. To be able to follow where you start with a substance, you treat it, you produce a raw material, in this case the gas, and then you upgrade the gas so it can be used, and then you fill it in buses and cars. And that is important to see the whole chain if we should be successful.
It should be a profit, but we are not there yet. This year I hope we get up to the zero. Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lunch was taken at Naturum Vardenriket in Kristianstad, a kind of nature museum. There are several of these in Sweden, and the focus of this particular one is water. Kristianstad is surrounded by water with low-lying areas, and therefore very vulnerable to climate changes resulting in higher water levels.
I think it's very important to show best practice and to show this people who wants to do something. So we organized some person from our administrative district, like mayor and member of the municipal council, to see how does it works, how does it look like the biogas plant, how the function of the hydro water plant, to see all the tiny things what you can do in a municipality.
I'm a guest of BioBaltica, which is an organization from Poland. They asked me to come with them, and to me it seems that the ideas and the technology in Poland is not bad, but during the exchanging of ideas of what's going on in Scandinavia or Germany or Lithuania, because we have participants from those countries. During those 2 days we can come back home with new ideas and projects.
It's very nice to see you here in Kristianstad. We've been working in this Ares Change project for a while now, and it feels good to see you all here connected to the project. Now you've taken the space of the supervision of the Ares Change biogas.
The study trip ends with a workshop where the participants, divided in groups, share their thoughts and ideas occurred along the visits.
Yes, at first I would like to say that these 2 days was not so easy to find in my schedule. And I thought before I left Lithuania and Klaipėda, will it be useful for me? Will it be useful for my city? Will it be useful for Lithuania in general? But now, after 2 days staying here in Denmark and Sweden, I absolutely true that this trip, this meeting, this events, this conferences, it was absolutely useful and very interesting and very informative. No doubt, many things maybe are not absolutely new or absolutely from ideas from the Mars or the Moon. No doubt, it's not so. But the way how to simple things, simple decisions, simple ideas to transform to smart decisions, to bigger decisions, I think it's the biggest value of this 2 days trip in Sweden and Denmark.
The study trip has demonstrated and confirmed that in order to switch to more sustainable energy production, no single solution is right. We must share a broad focus on many different solutions and be flexible to new methods, some not even found yet. And we must share the expertise developed in each territory with others. Even though some regions benefit from excessive resources of energy from wind and water, for instance, we still can learn a lot from other regions on how to develop and implement new and different solutions. The path to a full conversion to a sustainable society calls for a dedicated effort in reducing CO2 emissions, not only behind own borders, but in joint cooperation.